G'day, lads. How's it going? Hope y'all doing well. I'm just checking the sound again. Every time I look at the audio at the start of stream, I'm like, is that good? Anyway, hi! Hello! Welcome back to more. This game's taking so long. Can we all agree? Like, okay, it's 2 different games. But the first game alone took me like 45 hours, so this next one's definitely gonna take me potentially longer. Maybe. Depends how interesting it is, I guess. But that's the thing, like, I started I did all of the first chapter and I'm like, I'm still having a good time. So I'm like, do I double down and like try to finish the game within the next like week and a half, or do I change games like I was initially planning to do? I was also planning on hopefully getting some time in to grind some levels in like Monster Hunter Stories 3 and like do some of that like side stuff. I have not had the time at all, okay? No time whatsoever. So that's definitely not happening within the next 2 weeks, bare minimum. After that, we'll see, because I have like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday coming up. I know, I'm so excited. It's so crazy, the difference between working 15 hours a week and 20 hours a week, because it's a matter of whether I work 3 days or 4 days out of the week, right? Because, you know, it's so easy to like look, you know, because, you know, you're like, oh yeah, I still have 3 days out of the week off, and it's like, no, it's not enough to do anything with my life. Anyway. Hi, Aylin, have good food. Illy Austin. I don't know what you're talking about. And hello, Daft. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, like, it's so weird, like, you know, like, I'm working, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday next week or something? I don't know. And it's, like, cool. I still have, like, I'll at least have a weekend off, but I've been catching up with people and doing so many things. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Man, it's been a long day. What about Friday? Interesting. That's interesting. Well, I get to chuckle at that. Anyway. Onwards to greater things. Let's play the game. Yeah, okay, so I have work again tomorrow. Yay! Money. So, but that also means I have to go to bed early tonight. So, yeah, we're just gonna start chapter 2 because we can. And we'll at least, maybe next week we'll finish chapter 2 and then we'll see how we feel, you know? Because I have been trying to like get through these games at an okay pace as well. Like okay, it doesn't help that I get distracted by chat. You guys are great. Keep distracting me, please. I enjoy it. What was I gonna... Oh, I was gonna bring up to walk through just in case. Yeah, like... Where is it? It's right over here. Yay! Yeah, I'm trying to go through at an okay pace. Full stop, the end, I'm trying. Interestingly enough, though, in this next one, it says investigation part 1, and then it says trial, and then it says investigation, and this says trial. So I'm excited about that. So something that was kind of a bit frustrating with, this game, with the last game actually, was that it was very much either all investigations or it was like all trials. And it was like rarely kind of consisting of both. So, I'm excited to see how this plays out. Also, I have no idea how Susato is gonna get back to Britain. Is she just gonna like blink and she's back, or I don't know. Anyway, are we gonna find out that Susato gets murdered in the second thing on a boat somewhere? We'll find out. Hi, Stania. Whoop. It's over. Yay. Lawyers have such great responsibility, such a great burden to bear. Damn. Don't they, Naruhodo-san? I also have chocolate, so if you guys just ignore me shoveling chocolate into my mouth. Okay. Easy to ignore, right? Thank you very so much. Why did I think this was a good idea? I was like, I'll just eat some chocolate while we play. It was the worst idea of my life. I'm just gonna keep eating chocolate. Thank you so much. We were so dashing in there. Yay, and father. Honestly, I'm so touched by everything you've done. This is a challenge. Oh no, I think I'm going to cry. It wasn't easy, but together we made it. I was on the verge of tears at the end too. The only reason I'm here is because of you. Professor Layton news level 5? I don't know what that means. Eating chocolate I see? I don't know what you're talking about. I like how it's like severe weather warnings and it's like, alright guys. Don't challenge me with a good time, you know what I mean? I'm just enjoying my chocolate, guys. I'm googling this, Austin, and if you're wrong, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It just says that its developer is level 5. There's no new news, okay? We're still waiting for the game to be announced. I literally googled it like fucking 5 days ago. Also, I don't think I have this like fucking like okay guys. My bad, I kind of fucked up the weather. God damn it, Kirby. Okay, guys, literally, oh my god. So I, for the longest time, was believing that at the beginning of April, hopefully this week, you know, like right now, for example, there would be a Nintendo Direct. I then found out, literally like something like last week, I heard rumors about the newest Nintendo Direct wasn't going to be until June. Can you believe it? June? Like, okay, don't get me wrong, like they had, like, you know, they gave us Procopium, there's Tomodachi Life coming out, then there's still Yoshi coming out, so like, and there was like the Mario Tennis, like they've given up us enough information for the first half of the year, but I really wanted to hear about what was gonna come out in the second half of the year, okay? I was really excited. What's up? Hey Lily, do you like chocolate? Okay. No. AEST. Oh no, I can't take all the credit. It took courage to tell the truth in there. You did wonderfully, Ray. So I would have to say that congratulations belongs to you. Shitato, don't be so standoffish. I do want to be chocolate so I can take a bite. So I can take a bite? No, you want me to take a bite. You want to be chocolate so I take a bite out of you. Because otherwise you would be chocolate and you wouldn't be able to bite anything. Also guys, Adara's coming home. Okay, Adara hasn't been home yet. She's been working this whole time. Yes, I know. Almost 12 hours today, which is pretty impressive. Just expect me to mute for a little bit to see her give her a little bit of a small tirade to like explain, just to vent, you know, and then we'll continue the game, okay? This is another thing. Been like 6 months since they revealed the last Fire Emblem. We're due some news on that, right? And then there's still Professor Layton. It's been like 2 years, I think. I don't know. I think I'm going crazy. Maybe it never happened. I do like chocolate. Do you want to be my chocolate so I can take a bite? Winky face. Okay, starting to make sense. I love this. Just develop them further. Hey, I didn't know Zeus was gonna be pissed that you know what? Never mind. I mean, Zeus has fucked a lot of people. I think. Was it Zeus who was kinky? Oh. Fuck Layton. Fire Emblem all the way. And you're gonna get your pretty dancer girl eventually, okay? Wait. You can wait, alright? I need my cool detectives. Also, other side rant, if you guys didn't see what I put in the Discord, there was a song that came out by Caravan Palace recently. And of course, I was paying attention because I like Caravan Palace. Ever have since my friend introduced me to it 10 years ago. Here we are, 11 years ago. Woo, I'm old. Yay! Still need to get a Switch too. No. Honestly, dreadful. Just pricing in general. Anyway, so yeah, they released a new song. It's called Good Mouse, and then like attached to it, it said PI for hire, and I was kind of like, huh, lol. What a strange name for a song. And then just like enjoyed the song, and I've been listening to it the last couple of days because I like it. And then literally found out that there is a game coming out called like Mouse, or whatever the fuck it's called. Where the fuck is it? I'm gonna bring it up actually, because guys, I want to know, would you be interested in seeing me play this? That's what I want to see.
Welcome to the trap.
Because this looks so
Mouse.
good, I'm just saying.
What a crappy.
Some falls don't begin in the sky.
So we plant a few bombs, watch the canisters go boom.
Mine started a few weeks back. The sky was just the exit wound.
Hey, watch.
Welcome to public transit.
I'm just saying the humor in this looks amazing, right? Yes, 100%. Wait, what? Oh, shakes hand. I also need to play it. Looks so good. Mickey Mouse game? Yeah, I know, right? It's like the Mickey Mouse kind of aesthetic, but it's all like detectives. But also, it still looks like it's like the fun, janky, like animation. Like, I love, and the audio in this trailer is amazing, and I hope the entire game is like that. Because there is nothing more funny to me than that dramatic, like, detective kind of voice overblowing everything. Hi! She's alive! Everyone applaud this woman. Woo!
I'm saying double vision.
That's great, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna give you you get 5 minutes, okay?
Well, okay.
To just talk whatever you want.
Oh.
Okay? And you guys can keep watching this or something, okay? I'll applaud! Yeah, applaud! Woo!
Thank you, thank you.
Yes. Give her 20! I might have 20 in my bag. Oh, give her 20 minutes, you mean? Maybe. She might need it.
I'll take the $1.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you would. I will unmute again in a second, guys.
Sky was just the exit wound.
Hey, watch.
Welcome to public transit, bub.
It didn't seem like much at first. Wasn't even sure it was a case.
What you need is a big one. And this, Mr. Pepper, is the big one.
But I won't die, right? What? Something within me, I don't know, old instinct maybe, said turn back.
Get some solid evidence, and we'll get to the bottom of this in no time.
Tammy, ain't you a sight for sore eyes?
Don't go counting your mice just yet. They're coming. Just shut up and keep firing.
This case was more trouble than it was worth.
Jack!
But, well, trouble is what I do. Okay, this must be some kind of foreign film.
PlayStation
Alright, guys. Hi, I'm new here. I just joined the stream. I'd like to let you know that your your mic is muted. Lily, I will eat you, okay? And not in a way that you would enjoy. Also, I can't believe you being like, put on a Polish show or put on the original Witcher show. Like, what are you talking about? Okay. Oh, darn. Oh, darn. Oh, no. She's so scared. I can see the fear in her eyes. Yeah, sorry, I was just chatting with Dar. I said I'd chat with Dar. Honestly, I was afraid she was gonna come home and have to like have a whole rant. She's fine. She's okay. So, ugh. Okay. Praise chicken. Praise chicken. Wait, no, I just say praise chicken, right? Praise chicken! Burk, 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 burk. Han, you resort to cannibalism way too easy. Lee, don't stop. How do you know? You don't know. How do you know? How do you know? I don't know. You don't know. Okay. How does he know? You don't know anything, okay? You don't know about my meat eating habits, okay? I have my contacts. Who is it? Okay, sorry, it was very loud. Sprinkle positivity. How was your day? It was good! Instant regret. Okay, the end was really good. Wouldn't you like to know? Was it Jaden? God, I'm so scared. The only way to scare me more would be if the rest of this message has been deleted by Twitch staff for breaking our TOS, the Australian government, and the Geneva Convention. Okay, Lily. A little worried. Anyway, no, okay, so here's what happened, right? Today is the last day my co-worker was working with us. So I ended up writing a lovely little like letter for her. I was gonna print it out, but the printer wasn't working, so I was like, time to hand write it, and that was the majority of my morning. Pardon. So I hand wrote them a note. I got her some chocolates, and then I went and bought some yellow roses. And you know, like I was waiting outside. I was like, before I went in to start my shift, just because I always arrive a little early. So, you know, I walk in and I'm, you know, ready to kind of be like, here's your gifts, you know, Laura, I love you, you're the best. And instead it was kind of like, oh, you guys are slammed right now. Not the right time, you know? That's right, I am the Geneva Convention. Are you gonna change your name to the Geneva Convention? As a member of all three, I see nothing wrong here. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I rocked up and they were completely slammed. Most, like, also considering that, my co-worker Laura is getting her brother to take over as like manager and doing like management hours and whatever else. Anyway, but he was only just like learning the role today and we were inundated. And when I mean inundated, I mean inundated, okay? I have not had a day this fucking busy since like even before, like, Christmas wasn't this bad. You know what I mean? Christmas never got this bad, okay? That's how bad it was. We had so many people ordering cappuccinos and flat whites. Now, our cappuccinos and our flat whites always come in these lovely, nice little great cups, okay? But we were out of them so much that we were just like trying to like get them all off like the tables and like get them through the dishwasher. Like I literally had like moments where like Laura came up to me and she was like, is there any milk I can do? And I'm like, I have no cups, okay? I am out of cups. Like, yes, I could use the glasses, but I felt like I wasn't supposed to because these are lovely little ladies who are like, I love my flat white glass because it has a handle. And anyway, so what I mean to say is we basically had like a 3-hour rush from when I rocked up at 11 to about 2:20, and even then we were trying to catch up on dishes. We hadn't swept, we hadn't done the bins, we hadn't done anything. I like only just managed to cook up my toasty, I think at like 2:30. I didn't eat it until 2:45. I had my lovely toasties just sitting there for like 10 minutes, still trying to like serve people. It wasn't even busy by this point, but we were trying so hard to just catch up on our dishes and people, and then still obviously having like new people come in. I don't know what happened today. It might have been the weather, but like what the fuck? Anyway, damn it, Han, put down those flowers and grab an apron. Yeah, basically. I kind of like, I had the flowers and I was like, hey, I got you stuff, but this probably doesn't matter right now. I'm like, what would you like me to do? And she's like, dishes. And I'm like, done. So, just think of how we're in Act 2 now. Oh, I'd forgotten that fact. Sorry, I need to stop being so loud. Anyway. So that was the majority of the day. Oh my god, I almost like, so we have a particular lady, okay? There is a lady and I hate her, okay? I hate her. Anyway, she literally came in and I was sitting there and I'm like, please don't say anything, don't say anything. Like, I will not, like, I always try to like not make eye contact with her. There's no way, I hate this bitch too much, okay? Hi, it's me, I'm here with the wrong priorities. Hi, Con. You're doing great. I hope you're excited to get to Act 2 too. Baldur's Gate, obviously. What happened next? Yeah, so all of that happened, and me and Laura, we still had so many dishes and so many things to do. We just closed at 3:30. It got to 3:30, literally closed basically everything down, and we still only just managed to close exactly at 4. So honestly, it was a good decision to close at 3:30 and just not have any more coffees, because anyway. Anyway, so I was like getting ready to say all these like really nice things to like Laura, and I was so brain dead too. I was so like prepared to like have a nice cruisy afternoon and like, I don't know, like reminisce on a few different things or something. And we were so like, I was so like checked out. And I think she was too, honestly. We were both so checked out. We could barely hold a conversation. It was just kind of like survival. But yeah, I was like preparing to say all these like really nice things to her as we were like closing up, and then she like turned around and said a bunch of really nice things to me, and I'm like, oh my god. And I gave her her letter and she like wrote it, she read it when she got home, and then she like sent me this lovely little paragraph of being, oh my god, you're so sweet and everything like that, and I'm like, it was the best thing ever. I love Laura, she's the best girl in the world. Boy is gonna be in primary school by the time we reach Act 2. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, that's so funny. That's such a good line. Taking a screenshot of that. I am right. You are right. You're totally right. I mean, there's still a very good chance that we'll have that, like a Wilds DLC come out at some point. And, you know, like, that's just what we'll do for the next 3 years, honestly, and that might be the case, depending on how busy they are. Susato, don't be so standoffish. What? We're friends, equals, the trial's over, no more of this former super humility nonsense. It's time to celebrate with swagger, to throw caution to the wind. Caution to the what? I'm the great defense lawyer, Ryotaro Naruhodo, and I'm taking you out to a milk bar tomorrow. Or something. Right, I see. I'll think about it, Ray. At any rate, we really knocked the wind out of this horrid man, and it feels so great. Yes, it was satisfying. It really was. Isn't there anybody else we could throw together? I hope you're not looking at me, Ray. Oh, my goodness. Oh, of course not, of course not. Wilds expansion plus whenever Jaden finds a four-player mods for Duskbloods. Yeah. 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 I'm always just so sad at thinking that Duskbloods might not be 4-player. Or even on PC. I missed your response about a good day. Had to answer questions. What? Girl, I went on like a 20-minute rant. What do you mean? 10 minutes. I went on a whole 10-minute spiel. Can I give you the short version? Okay, I love you too. Okay. No, it's fine. What did I say? Short version. Was worried about dad. No, that's way more important. Don't worry. It was a whole 10 minutes. You know what I mean? I love to say a story. Love to yarn. He's white. Is he okay? Is it his circulation or? Not gonna lie, I forgot we're playing the game and you could read the lines out loud. Call me off guard. Lily's so distracted. Could be his kidneys. That's not good. What are you gonna do? She had a nice goodbye to her co-workers, but she and her co-workers were overworked AF and a bitch. Also came into the shop she hates, so they were all pretty tired. Okay, she didn't do anything wrong in the end. For reference, I was just scared that she was going to do something wrong. But made him promise if he doesn't feel better or he gets worse, he is being kidnapped to the AR. Yeah, for a good reason. I'm like, what sort of things would make you go faint? Like pale face, you know? I mean, he's still responsive, right? So, has he eaten? But if it's kidneys, he probably doesn't want to like drink more water, for example. Blood pressure, kidneys, pain. Yes, still responsive. Yes, food. Okay, good. Anyway, so yes, the short answer. Today was really good. I prepared a nice little bundle of nice things to give to Laura, my co-worker, who's today was her last day. But it ended up being so busy today. We had a 3-hour rush. We were out of cups. It was as busy as it could possibly be. Also, we had Laura's brother is like working with was like doing his like one of his first days, so of course he was not up to like scratch to help manage the whole busyness situation. So that was just bad timing. And like usually my other boss is like around and he'll like rock up when we're busy, but he's on holidays at the moment, so I'm sure he was looking at his bank account like, damn, we're doing well this hour. And then just probably being like, anyway, not my problem. That's busy. It was really busy. His sciatica was playing up, which is why he hasn't immediately been kidnapped. Okay. I hope he gets better. But yeah, so we were really busy. I only ate lunch at like 2:40. I have no idea how I managed to sustain and to have enough energy to get through that whole time. But then, I made, like, we got to the end of the shift and I got to say a lovely little farewell to Laura, but she's, like, still in the area. Like, she lives really close by, so she'll still come by for coffees and stuff like that, but it was just nice giving her a little goodbye, and I wrote a little message for her, and she read it on the way home, and she sent me back a message being like, oh my god, you're so sweet and everything, and, it was really nice. Damn, that's late for you. It's late? Okay, so here's the thing. If I'm working, 2:40 is very late, okay? 2:40 is terrible if I'm working, because I'm like, because I'm hungry, like I'm at work, I'm exerting more energy. I actually need food more, okay? Versus, give me a second, guys. My brain's blinking. Versus 240 on a day I'm not working, and that might be like, oh yeah, she's fine. For me, at least. Because I'll eat at 2 when I'm not working. Because I'm like, I'm not exerting any energy, I'm just hanging out. I'm sitting in my own little, at my computer, not doing anything, and it's really nice. And then the next thing you know, it's, oopsie, it's 2:30. I try not to do it, but it's not as bad as at work. Anyway, DVD player was the best decision. Get to restart my Naruto rewatch while I paint eyes. Yay! See, I will forget to eat until dinner some days. I am aware. You should eat all the time. Not all the time, but like enough to sustain yourself. Everyone should eat enough to sustain themselves, okay? Anyway, let's actually play this game. It's been like 40 minutes. Okay. I shall miss him in a way, but it's back to Susato Mikotaba for now. So I'll never see him again then. What a terrible shame. What? Oh no. What is happening? Oh, Saseki-san and Inspector Hosono Naga. I do hope you've been keeping well. Is that really you? Yes. I had to change my appearance for, well, obvious reasons, I hope. But it's me, Susato Mikotaba. Hi, so dashing, so divine. No. Doubly dashing, yes, and devilishly divine. Just look at you. I had no idea, Mr. Sato, Esquire Russ, that you were locum student Naruhodo, Esquire's cousin. Astonishing, astounding, ace, attorney. Yeah, you said the title. Vesper has lost the dopamine hit. Time for a different game. Poor Saseki-san, so confused. Oh, yeah. I'm stunned. What a truly impressive disguise. Alright. I'm gonna tidy my space, try chase my break dopamine with something else. Title drop. So apparently Susato is a complete heartthrob when cross-dressing. I mean, did you see her? Good God, she was hot. I'm stunned, but a truly impressive disguise. Even I had no idea, and I'm a chief inspector of the police bureau who came up with Mr. Turtle, no less. Not sure you should be admitted to that, Inspector. Amazing, you're a woman of many faces, I see. I like how he just admires it, doesn't question it. Just 2, really, and this was a once-in-a-lifetime event, I hope. Oh, I'm not a patch on you, though, Inspector. Well, I'm a professional, of course. More flashbacks. From my perspective, I have to admit that I have mixed feelings about all this. I mean, now the truth has been lost forever. What do you mean? I'm talking about the murder that the English woman committed at the end of last year. Ah, yes, it was the English doctor she killed, as I understand it. Mr. John H. Watson, yes, the man I invited to Japan personally. The mystery is, why did she kill him? And now the culprit herself is dead, we'll probably never know the answer. You know, I'd never thought about that. On the voyage to Great Britain, we had a most unexpected encounter with Mr. Sherlock Holmes, the great detective, I mean. Yes, I remember Mr. Sholmes well, of course. Quite an eccentric. Ah, my arch-nemesis. How lightly you utter his name. According to the stories published about him in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, the detective once had a partner who helped him solve crimes, a best friend. And that man was an exceptional doctor of medicine, the name of John H. Wilson. What? Dr. Wilson? I just can't believe that it's a coincidence. I think the English doctor of medicine killed here in Japan 9 months ago must have been the friend and partner of Mr. Sholmes. And if that's really true, then the poor girl won't even see her beloved father again. Can you imagine picking this game up for the first time and being like, who the fuck is that? As you know, I travelled to Great Britain once myself to study. It was around the time you were born. Yes, grandmother told me about it. On returning to Japan, I took up my professorship at the Imperial Yume University, but I also serve another role as an advisor to the government on diplomatic matters. Affairs, well, I was aware. In that case, I'm sure you understand that there were some confidential matters I cannot divulge to you. Why mention it? Why did you summon me back to Japan? It's been 2 months now since I returned. When I left England, it was because an urgent telegram had arrived from Japan. It said that you'd collapsed with a high fever and you were growing weaker by the day. What? Where did the news come from? That's what I'd like to know, because after that long sea voyage, I found you in fine health, Father. Was there something in Great Britain that you perceived might inconvenience me in some way or harm me? That's really the only explanation I can think of. Dear me, do reserve your most cutting glares for your father, Sasato. I'm sorry, my dear, I simply can't. Oh, let me to go! Oh, this guy. Manny Memo-san. So, one throw wasn't enough for you. I've got one last thing to say before they take me away, Professor! Me? I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on in that visiting student's fate. What? Visiting student, Giselle Bright, you mean? No, not her. The student of law who left for Great Britain 8 months ago. What, Ryunosuke? What? What? Student of law? Oh, Kazuma. Right, Kazuma. Kazuma-sama? What are you talking about? What does any of this have to do with Kazuma-sama? Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on the steamship. Really? Ah! Oh! He's just in the background. Hi, Balvon. I will hydrate. I didn't expect to find him in here. What were you officers playing at? So that's crazy. No one knows that Kazuma-sama died? What about his parents or something? I was coming to tell you the rickshaw had arrived, Eugen, and it's a good job I came by. Yeah, thank you for dealing with him. I'll be there shortly. Oh, Your Excellency. The trials are over. I'm not Your Excellency anymore. Merely your father's friend, Seishiro Jikoku. May I say that since I saw you last, you seem to have taken a more dashing appearance. He was aware of it the whole time. This is such a good gag. I love this. Sasato. Did you know all along, from the start of the trial? That judge sees everything, Sasato. I couldn't let you take the risk if Seishiro here hadn't known, and then he'd recognized you, so I had a word in his ear beforehand, as an old friend. Breaking the law, I like it. So, Seishiro, shall we? Yes. Having ruled on the case, we now have various diplomatic issues to address. Before you go, Father. Sorry, my dear. We shall have to return to our earlier conversation at a later date. But well done again, both of you. You did admirably. I hope you're able to sleep well tonight. Get out of here. Oh, thank you very much. Arigato. What did you think of my Seishiro sling? I love this game. It's been a while since I sent a man flying like that. So good. Sorry. Whatever could Father be hiding from me? About Giselle Brett, about Dr. Wilson, and now it seems, according to the reporter, about Kazuma-sama. I'm going to have to bring this up with Father sometime, when nobody else is around. Judicial Assistant Mikoto Bias, Squire S, could I have a word? Oh, yes, of course, Sasaki-san. What is it? I think perhaps it could be fate that we're meeting again now like this. You see, there's something I need to tell you. What is happening in this game? There's so much conspiracy, like, I want to keep going though. Oh, I believe that it may be related to the reason why your father summoned you back from England. I have to hear this. Please, Sasaki-san, tell me at once. I will. As you know, my time in England was terrible, cursed, I have no doubt. Such awful things I was embroiled in. Thank goodness locum student Naruhoda Esquire stepped in. After he secured my freedom, I couldn't wait to get on a ship back here to my homeland. Having arrived in Japan, I submitted a report about my experiences to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The next thing I knew, I had a visitor. It was your father, Professor Bakutoba. He wanted to ask me all sorts of things about my report. My father? He seemed to be especially taken with a particular part of the report. Anyway, he left eventually, having thoroughly quizzed me. But it was the very next day that he sent the telegram to you asking you to return to Japan. What was it then? The particular part my father was interested in? I don't really know exactly. But do you remember those two terrible cases I was caught up in? Two terrible cases? Wasn't just one? It was just one. Of course, I could never forget. Oh, Father seems to concern himself mainly with the second case. What's the second case? The second one, you mean? The one Mr. Sholmes forbade us, any of us, to talk about in public. The last case? What trial is he talking about? Which is why the only case involving you that any member of the public is aware of is the first. Which is why the only case involving you... Wait, are we gonna go back in time and find out there was another case that we missed out on? No, he was only a part of one case. Right? Whatever. Well, I don't care. I don't listen to what the dastardly detective says. Anyway, the point is, it seems that case somehow holds the key to all of these curious, unanswered questions. The horrific, hideous, heinous case. The case of the haunted lodgings. What? I have so many questions. I love this game. I love you. Case somehow caught my father to summon me urgently back to Japan. I thought that whole business was over, but it seems I was wrong. Perhaps that was only the start. Perhaps the story is not yet told. Gas leak, gas leak, gas leak. I'm saying that because I'm hoping, hey, look, a pretty tree.
So, the mystery of that English woman's death is solved, thank goodness. And having stood in the Supreme Court now, I think I can comprehend a little better. How you must be feeling as you fight for people's freedom in a foreign land, Naruhodo-san. But
Holy fuck voices.
I'm
Right back at
writing to
you.
you today because of another matter. I met Soseki-san and we talked about that second case he was involved in. Father has said nothing to me, but I feel certain of it. That case holds the key to some great unsolved mystery. My notes on the case should still be in the office, tucked away at the back of the shelves on the left. Perhaps you might like to look over them again. Today, for the first time this year, it feels as though summer has arrived. The sky is a brilliant blue. It makes me long to see you again. Yours, Susato.
Cute. We're gonna go back to Naruhodo-san? We fucking better. Hey guys, we did it. Cute. You're cute! Got him. Yeah! You know, I have to admit, I really hope we keep... Pardon. I really hope we keep trying to, like, tackle games that I've been wanting to get around to for a while. It's incredibly satisfying, is my point. Aww. I'm taking pictures of each of the different things. The Great Departed Soul. Why is there a fucking, like, weird ray in the middle of this one? Return of the Great Departed Soul. Twisted Karma and His Last Bow. The Resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Can I just say, this, looking really somber like this, makes me think that Sholmes is the one that's gonna die in the final chapter, right? We'll find out. Yatta! No, not allowed. You like Sholmes too much?
It was a ghastly tale of a winter's night. One of an invisible killer and a crime perpetrated on the pavement along Briar Road. As the victim lay at death's door, the mystery of just who had stabbed the young lady from behind had been resolved.
Right.
But no sooner had my friend saved that Eastern exchange student from his harrowing plight, then in the dim, flickering shadows of gaslight did a second bizarre crime rend the stillness of that very night. I dare say most can still recall the sensational headlines of the day. Haunted apartment of death, the condemned criminal's curse, the dread demon of coal gas. Yet, though the great detective had at once discerned the truth upon his arrival at the scene, it only proved to be the overture that announced the rising of the curtain on a most tragic play.
What the fuck? I'm interested. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a fledgling lawyer. Just started out on my journey. 6 months ago, I arrived at a visiting student of law, having made the long voyage across the sea from the Empire of Japan to here, London, England. And on the way, in quite extraordinary circumstances, I made the acquaintance of a world-famous detective. Currently, I reside in the attic of the detective's own lodgings, from where I run my legal consultants of sorts. I've successfully defended a number of clients in Britain's highest court, the Old Bailey. But since a particularly grueling, unforgettable legal battle 4 months ago now, right, I haven't returned to the courtroom. In truth, I lost my right to return. Really? But that epic trial was just one... Is it raining? But that epic trial was just one small part of an epic tale. A tale which was now about to awaken from slumber. Thanks to a letter that arrived this morning from my homeland. What? Rumble. What a delicious smell wafting up from the stairs. Must be nearly time for breakfast. Better go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite and say good morning to the great detective and his flatmate. I like Iris. She loves Sholmes. I like Iris too. Yeah, lately I've been playing games I've been meaning to, but haven't played enough, like Balatro and Silksong. Yeah, like there's just like, okay, don't get me wrong, there's other new games I want to play, like the Mickey Mouse one looks good, but I only just found out it's coming out and it still has another week before it comes out, so I don't have to play it immediately. There's no sense of urgency. I'm thinking I should close my window. I might close my window, guys. Give me a second. I usually like to it was kind of humid earlier, so I kind of like, you know, opened it a lot. Now I'm like, that's some strong wind and rain. These days were lost forever. Ugh. Anyway, hi peeps. I've been waiting for someone to play this game. I have all the trivia open and ready. Oh, now I feel like I can't disappoint you. Here I am, every single chapter we finish, I'm like, guys, do we stop playing? And I don't. I want to keep going. I want to double down and I want to keep going. Because I'm actually having such a good time now. I say that, this next case could be terrible for all we know. We'll find out. 7:28 a.m. That's really early for breakfast. Me. Oh, Runo, good. I love doing this voice, but also... Okay. I was just about to call up to you. The bacon's ready. Yes. Good morning, Iris. It smells delicious as usual. Before we eat, though, I have some news. I was surprised this morning. Shh! Not another word, Mr. Netherholder. This could be just the abstruse thing for my pre-breakfast stagnation repelling mental stimulation, my dear friend. What the fuck? Morning to you too, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, I see. So, okay. The truth is as clear to me as the day. My faculties of observation have revealed it again. What? What are you talking about? You, Naruhodo, you have this very morning met with a surprise. Well, is that not the case? Really, my dear friend, it barely warrants explanation. Firstly, your hair is particularly unkempt, somewhat reminiscent of a bird's nest. Secondly, you have neglected to fasten the third button of your jacket. Clearly, when considering together these two points to you these two facts point to you having been flustered this morning. Can I talk now? But of course, though I don't look for admiration, you understand. My hair always looks like this. It's been this way since I first met you. Oh, it has. And the button was ripped off last night, if you remember. By you. Really pulled your button off? I'm just saying, we were making out pretty intensely. Shums is like, we're not talking about that. That is no one's business. Ah, yes, I recall the incident now. It was as I pulled you to the ground in a loving embrace. Sorry. Keep it together, guys. All this non-fiction novels I picked up that got rejected from the library will now come in handy! Yeah! ASMR idea unlocked. Shomps deduces you while standing extremely close to your space. I mean, he was too close before. It was too close. It's weird how he has moments where I'm like, man, he looks so like cool and dashing and charming and stuff. And then there's moments and I'm like, bitch, just fucking get out of here. As the evening advanced, I picked up my violin and began to play the wailing notes of a haunting tune. But then, to my utter dismay, the third string snapped. Why did it have to happen? Why? Little wonder then that in my vexation I grabbed the first button I saw and ripped it from its proper place. Well, I'd like it back now. It's troubling me that I can't fasten my jacket. And it's troubling me that you expect me to know where it is. Somewhere thereabouts on the floor, one presumes. Helpful. Oh, what matters at the present time, my dear fellow, is simply whether or not my deduction was unerring.
But earlier, Runa said it when he came in, didn't he? I had a surprise this morning.
Oh, well, that really is a surprise. This dumb bitch. Alright. Oh my god. We love surprises in this household. Hopefully good surprises, though.
Alright then, enough of this silly conversation. Come and eat this bacon before it goes cold. And I have a new herbal tea for you to try too. It's my latest special blend.
She's a kid. Oh my god. So, Mr. Naruhodo, what'd you put us out of our misery? What surprised you this fine morning? Well, I received a letter from Japan.
Oh, from Susie, you mean? Was it? Really?
That's right, and she has some rather startling news, in fact. Ah, intriguing indeed. You must tell us about it over breakfast.
Oh yes, what fun!
I really wish I wasn't so, I'm like congested, and it's so annoying, because I'm like, I can't clear it. Okay. This is the letter. Okay, come on.
Oh, how lovely. Look at Susie's beautiful writing. I wish I could read it.
You can't read. What? And how is your judicial assistant faring, may I ask? She's very well, thank you. In fact, according to what she's written, she actually appeared as a lawyer at the Japanese Supreme Court and won a case.
Oh, really? Oh, isn't she wonderful?
A cut above your good self, my dear fellow. I've won cases too, you know. Apparently, Mr. Natsume appeared in the trial as a witness. Natsume. No, I don't recall that name. Of course you do. We helped the man twice. Again, when's the second time that happened? You know, in those 2 cases that took place on Briar Road 6 months ago? I hate the fact that there was, I guess, a secret second case that they were like, sorry, we can't put this in the first game, so we're gonna put it in the second one. Ah, the mustache twitchy man with the somewhat feline eyes and mustache.
You didn't have 2 mustaches, Hurley.
Yes, who could forget those 2 cases? They were a very deep impression on me. He would forget. Bless him. I had a horrible time in Japan pretending to be a relative. Also, I've fallen in love with a woman. Yes, absolutely. No, it's perfect. Although, I must confess, the details are a little hazy now. A very deep impression they made on you, clearly. Do you remember the case of the haunted lodgings, Mr. Sholmes? Ah, yes. It's very interesting, you know. I don't feel entirely uncertain that a case of that nature did not occur. It's totally forgotten then. Anyway, in her letter, Mrs. Sato asked that we read over her case notes again and investigate further. Though it took place half a year ago, for what purpose? Because of something that Mr. Natsume said to her, apparently. He suggested that the real reason why she was called back to Japan so suddenly might have been something to do with the case of the haunted lodgings. Oh. On Mr. Natsume's return to Japan, Mr. Sato's father questioned him about the case, she says. Something about Mr. Natsume said appeared to trouble Professor Makotaba, prompting him to send the telegram.
Oh, that case, yeah. It was very strange, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I had compiled the whole story into a nice, neat manuscript ready for publication, too. But then Hurley here was so funny about it, remember? He was very mean.
It's funny to think that, like, Herlock either gets communications from, like, the police that tell him don't publish the story, or he gets, like, I like to imagine he, like, kind of just gets a feeling where he's like, something's wrong about this, maybe don't publish it yet. We don't even know more about the Hounds of Baskerville yet.
Story must not be published, you said, very mysteriously as well.
Oh, really? I said that? Are you sure? You perhaps know something about it as well, Mr. Sholmes. About why Mr. Sato was suddenly told 4 months ago that she had to return to Japan.
It's been 4 months now since we waved Susie off at the Dover. It was such a shock, wasn't it? The way she just suddenly announced that she had to go back to Japan.
Indeed it was, due to a telegram she received from her homeland, I believe. That's right, telling her return urgently. Yes, because her father had passed away. No. It said he was suffering from a high fever, the cause of which was unknown. He's not dead. But according to this letter, the news about her father's fever was just a ruse.
A ruse? Now Susie's daddy lied to her so she'd make the voyage back home? Why would he do that?
I have to admit, I have absolutely no idea. But she believes it's almost certainly related to the case of the haunted lodgings. Fun fact, series director Shu Takumi has never been to London, though he did ask once during development for research. It's just vibes. It's all vibes, okay? London isn't a place as much is just a vibe. And obviously that vibe is from like the 18th century. Just 18th century kind of like je ne sais quoi. Someone head back to Japan so suddenly like that. I wonder what Mr. Sato's father is hiding.
Really? Do you know what it's all about?
Oh, he's in his outfit now. He got dressed quickly. Well, who can say? What? But you said... Please, I have engagements, my dear fellow. My calendar is quite surprisingly full today. And a stringent analysis of the matter would be excessive, I feel, even if I were quite at leisure. So, man the fort in my absence, won't you, Iris?
Roger, roger. I will, Hurley. Don't worry. See you later.
She should be almost 11 now, right? Started off rather quickly, though. Suspicious! I think perhaps Professor Makotaba isn't the only one hiding something here. Soseki-san was involved in 2 cases, but only one of them was forbidden from being published. By, of all people, Mr. Sholmes.
Aha! I found them at last.
Iris, are they?
The notes about the case? That's right. Susie and I compiled them together. The case of the haunted lodgings. Do you want to read them, Rona?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Iris. I have no idea what secrets could be hiding in the shadows of this case, but perhaps if I read over the notes again, something might come to light.
That's the spirit.
We go back 4 months or something. Iris and I decided to read over the case notes again. Everything from what happened to our investigation and that fierce battle in court that followed, reliving every detail. I just need to find a clue, and I have all the time in the world. Because of course, I'm no longer allowed to practice law in the courts of Great Britain. What happened that we couldn't, like, practice law anymore? Are we connecting it back to this case? Because as far as I know, the last case that we'd done... Wait, is he not allowed to... Okay, so at the end of the last game, right, he got... Herlock blamed him for something, and I just assumed he... the end of the last game, Herlock was like, man, all of the train problems and stuff is this man's fault. Is that why? It was 6 months ago, a mysterious incident that unfolded on the wintry streets of London. A young woman was found lying on the snowy pavement on Briar Road with a knife in her back. Fortunately, her life was spared, but she was unconscious for several days following the incident. The fog was thick, and nobody saw her attacker, but by a cruel twist of fate, a visiting Japanese student was walking behind her at the time and was duly arrested. That man was Soseki-san, and the man who effected his arrest was Mr. Sholmes. Leaving our compatriots' innocence, Sasato-san and I decided to represent Saseki-san in court. And after a grueling trial of many twists and turns, we finally managed to prove his innocence. Joyous, jubilant, and jubilation. Can I just say... Yep, but it was short-lived. Never mind. We received a telegram from Mr. Shoms that following morning. Interesting. The victim of the Briar Road stabbing has regained consciousness. Hurry to Bart's at once. So Sasato-san and I summoned a hansom and headed immediately to the hospital. Here we go. Poor Thomas. I couldn't imagine being from Europe. What? Oh, there's a message above that. Okay. Fun fact, staff member Thomas Romain was very helpful when designing areas in London since he came from Europe. Nice. And then, okay, that makes so much more sense now. I was like, what? Who's Thomas? Who was Lily talking about? Good bit, Lil. Good bit. There you are, at last. Good morning, Mr. Shoms. I think not. Oh. Can I just say, this is a really interesting way. So, okay, this is the impression I'm getting. I'm getting the impression that Susato is probably not going to get back to Japan by the, get back to England by the end of this game. And initially I thought that was a strange decision because it seems, I mean, okay, admittedly they do it in the first game where it's like, you know, the first case is in Japan, the third case is obviously in England. But I was kind of like, surely they wouldn't do that again, right? Where it's like Susato is in Japan again and then you blink and she's back with them again. Like it just feels a little, I don't know, maybe convenient. It just feels a little too convenient, especially considering, like, thinking again of the transit. It took 52 days, or I think it was 52 days to travel from Japan to England. So kind of like blinking and having like Susato come back wouldn't emphasize the loss, like the fact that she's been gone for like 6 months. Like, what has Naruhodo-san been doing that whole time? But it's interesting how this game is, one, setting up the fact that, well, Ryunosuke hasn't been doing anything for some unknown reason. But I do kind of like the idea of, like, rather than being like, oh no, Susato-san's not around anymore, it's like, hey, we're going into the past again. And this will, I imagine, set up something very interesting for the future, but we'll see. You're late. What on earth took you so long? The telegram only arrived at 5 o'clock, Mr. Shoms. It's a 20-minute ride to the hospital. That's right, and it's 5:30 now. I think we made very good time. Yeah, time is utterly irrelevant. The fact is, I've been waiting for what has felt like an eternity. Oh my god. Fun fact, the joint reasoning mechanics has been in concept since 2000s when Ace Attorney 3 released. Ow! Joint reasoning mechanics. What's that specifically? Just ignore my ow. Sorry, I'm just trying to stretch my legs. In point of fact, I myself was awoken at 4 this morning by a telegram boy. Feeling it was somewhat unjust that I alone had been aroused at such an hour, I sent one to you. Well, thanks for that. Anyway, you're here now, so the victim is over there. She just regained consciousness. The lady. Frame of reference, Great Ace Attorney Adventures, released in 2025. Do you want me to Google this? What do you mean? And you should introduce yourselves. I shall observe from here. So that was the lady who was found on the snow-covered pavement with a knife in her.
The name is, yes, we're here. Miss Green.
Good morning. Don't find a game mechanic being a teenager interesting. I don't understand what you mean. I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand. Hello. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan.
Oh no, was it you? Was it your knife that? Are you the man who?
No, I'm a lawyer.
And I'm Sasata Makotaba. Pleased to meet you. Oh no, was it your knife then? Are you the one? No. I assure you, I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant.
It's okay. I'll make better material. What? This game confuses me greatly. That's good. As long as we're on the same page. So I'm just rereading the comments to try and make a little bit more sense. Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. The greatly confused Ace Attorney. That's a good way of describing me. Not the people in the game, but me, definitely.
We heard that you regained consciousness and wanted to come and give you our best wishes. Best wishes for me, thank you.
I don't know what voice to give her, can you tell?
I'm Olive Green, and I'm an artist. Well, no, that's not right, is it? What I mean is I'm trying to be an artist. Well, what I really mean is I desperately want to be an artist. But the truth is I don't have any talent. I know I don't. It's no wonder I got stabbed in the back.
I don't think that's related, actually.
Gosh, this young woman seems to bend over backwards to put herself down.
Seeing as we're here, we should ask her about what happened from her perspective. Suddenly be struck in the back by a blade as you were walking along the pavement. What a terrible experience you had, Miss Green.
It was so cold that night, and the fog was so thick I couldn't see a thing. That was 4 days ago now, I think, is that right? Yes, that's right. I'm afraid you've been comatose all that time. The case has been solved, hasn't it? While I've been here in hospital, I mean.
It is indeed has, my dear madam. Spectacularly, by none other than I, Herlock Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes, as you well know, was Mr. Naruhodo's hard work in court that solved the case.
Joint reasoning is that mechanic where you and Sholmes spin around a room and deduce stuff. Oh. Oh, okay. I understand now. Thank you. Okay. That's kind of interesting to think that they were kind of like, man, I have this idea for something. It's like when you think about how Starfield exists. And they're like, after Skyrim, its existence in Skyrim, and they're like, this is the chance, we gotta make a space game. And they did a shit job at it, but they made a space game. Congrats to them.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A gentleman from the police force is supposed to be coming to fill me in shortly. Oh, I see. Me coming around seems to have made everyone frantically busy. I'm so sorry. I should never have regained consciousness.
Whoa!
Oh no, we're also relieved that you're on the mend, Miss Green. We really are.
I forgot that we blocked Starfield as a name. Ha! You think Starfield is real? I mean, it does. I mean, so okay. Here's the thing. We blocked it because we're like, man, Starfield though. I mean, Starfield isn't real. We all know that. Okay. We all know that Starfield is not real. Full stop, the end, okay? No questions. So you're an artist, are you, Miss Green? Oh no, I couldn't possibly claim that. I'm a fledgling artist at best. I mean, I'm a student of art, really, at the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. Oh my, that sounds cool. Oh. Okay, after all chocolate, I promise, maybe. Live flat in Brixton Road. Brixton is some 10 stops away on the underground from here. On the underground. Thorndike Academy is a 3-minute walk from Brixton Town Center. Does that matter, Mr. Sholmes? Perhaps not, but Bright Road is the far less salubrious part of town by comparison, dwelt in by those of inferior means? Excuse you? Con blocked it out of spite, and I loved that. No, I told someone to block it. I don't think it was just him. I think I was like, yeah, block it. I was like, someone should ban the word. And then either you or Clone didn't. Struck me as somewhat out of the ordinary for a woman of fine arts student to be walking in such a district. That's all. What's this? She suddenly clammed up. Mr. Sholmes, you should be ashamed of yourself, prying into a young maiden's private affairs. She could be making out with someone. We don't know. Maybe she was making out with Soseki-san in her spare time, okay? I can see that happening. Oh, dear me. Do forgive me. If you don't mind. I'm being discharged shortly, so I need to pack up my things. Bye-bye. Is there something else I need to do? Do I want to look at the mouse? It's a mouse. A mouse, Mr. Naruhodo. An enormous mouse. Vermin in a hospital? That doesn't seem the best. It looks like a very healthy specimen, doesn't it? It looks very plump. What? I'm not sure we can say that's down to the excellence of this facility, if that's what you were thinking. Okay. Sholmes, typically fine art students are born without legs. Oh no. What? Where's this place, a zoo? Okay. Alright. No, Mr. Naruhodo, you must never scrutinize a young maiden's personal belongings. Yeah. But the young maiden might have chocolate, or biscuits, or caramel. Bro's just hungry. I don't think that's a decoration, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an artist's mannequin, I believe. Used when practicing sketching the human form in different poses. I have one in this house. For some weird reason, I don't know when or where or why, but we have one of those moving ones. Really? It's not exactly what you call a typical figure for that pose though, is it? No, I suppose not. I confess I've never seen one quite so full-figured before. I'd say that's a good thing, right? Who's this? Look, there's a photograph in the frame here. Oh. Take a photo. It might be of note. You know what? Actually, this explains something. Okay, I was really confused I'm just making sure I didn't drop any chocolate, guys. Okay, I was really confused because in the fifth case, of the last game, there was the jury, right? The jury duty lads, okay? And there was a guy who was the third guy down. And he was like obsessed with stereoscopes. That's fine. But it was really interesting because as it passed by each of the different dudes, Renosuke said, "Man, all of these guys look familiar." And I was like, the third one's not familiar. What are you talking about? All the others are. I mean, maybe I'm just forgetting something. But if he doesn't indeed appear in this trial, then it all gets explained. And he could be. I mean, maybe this is a young version of him. I don't know. Looks to be about the same age as Miss Green, I would say. Perhaps the young woman's special someone, do you think?
My, Mr. Naruhodo. I didn't think you had a sense for matters of the heart.
Not in the least. I certainly said this first thing I thought of. Is there a Mr. Narrow Fodder here? Mr. Narrow Fodder? Narrow Fodder now. If you're looking for Naruhodo, the lawyer, that's me, but... Narrow Fodder, good. Is this for you? It's a message from Mr. Saucy Nutsmeg. Saucy Nutsmeg. Saseki Natsumi. God bless his soul. Natsumi, send a message to me?
But why would a policeman be delivering a message from Mr. Natsume?
Exactly. Oh, what are you waiting for? Let me see that. Bro is impatient. Well, this is most unexpected. Something wrong? Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes, he says. Have you not seen this note? No, how could I have? It would seem that London's criminals have no intention of letting the great detective rest. A new case calls, a case of murder, no less. We must depart at once.
Murder?
Call a cab. Time is of the essence. God, I love this guy. Just because I know I say some of the... Pardon. Saucy nuts. okay, steady. Because I've literally probably said this if I've left the house. I'm like, time is of the essence. I don't know where I would have picked it up from, but the trouble is we've yet to read the note. I was thinking to pay him a visit in his lodgings. That will be entirely convenient.
Convenient? What do you mean?
It's all here in the note, my dear fellows. Let me fucking read it. What?
The murder took place at his house? I'll hail a fiacre.
What the fuck? Words. Fiacre? 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 Fiari? Fiacre? It was only yesterday that Saseki-san was in court and we were dispelling doubts about his innocence. Now, the very next day, there's a murder at the man's own address. He may very well be the unluckiest man alive. Or so it seemed to us at the time, but we were soon to discover it was worse than we thought. We did it, guys. Part 1 done? No? No. Oh, it's the guy! I forgot about this guy. Man, after all this time, I had forgotten. So this guy, for those who don't remember, which is probably the majority of people, on the day after the crime or something like that, for the case number 4, we're like investigating the area before we have to go to trial the next day or something. And this guy comes out alongside, I want to say it was a ginger or something. There was a guy, he might have had orange hair, and they were having a whole argument. And he was like, I bite my thumb at thee, or something, and then they just disappeared. And then they never ended up being pertinent again, which it was crazy that they slept that in, and how forgettable that was. What on earth?
Oh my, the gentleman is deceased without question.
You don't know that. He's dead.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Mr. Natsume.
Why is it happening? Why to me? My brother just got out of court yesterday. I was finally home after 2 days of misery. Then I wake up to the next day to this. No early bird should catch a worm like this. Woeful worm without wiggle.
Hopefully my teacher gets back at the same time term break ends and she can get back to me within that week to schedule our video role play assessment thing. Yeah. If not, I'm gonna do it with my damn therapist. That's a good idea, honestly. Or address the sewing teacher since she offered to help too. That's good. Okay. I'm glad you have at least a couple of options, you know. Need to like feel out how the situation's supposed to play. I see you're in high spirits again this morning, Mr. Mustache.
No, not the horrible Herlock Sholmes. Shove off, show yourself to the door, I never invited you.
Mr. Sholmes came here with us.
I'm quite sure he'll be able to help you, Mr. Natsume.
I am entirely at your disposal, Mr. Mustache. Oh, what can I do for you? Oh, shit. Yeah, yeah, they are already the busybodies. Inspector Gregson, what a pleasant surprise. Pleasant, is it? Gives me heartburn every time I see your face at a crime scene, Sholmes. They should kiss, I'm just saying. I deduce, Inspector, that your heartburn is a result of your excessive consumption of fried food. He's right. Okay. Good morning, Inspector. This is a crime scene, don't you go touching anything. Or good morning to you too, Sunshine. What the fuck happened here? What did you guys do? What happened? Alright. What a terrible thing to have happened.
It's been 3 days since I was arrested for the incident on the pavement outside. And then, having finally regained my freedom, it starts happening all over again. Endless existence of excruciating experiences.
So the victim lived here on the ground floor and your room is just 1 story up, right?
Yes, that's right. In a way, we were neighbors, I suppose.
So did you know the victim? Were you friends?
What's the matter with Saseki-san now? It was an innocent enough question, wasn't it? Why does he seem so shaken by it? Well, I suppose he was a complete stranger. We were lovers.
Come on, admit it, Natsume.
But he never. But did he ever invite me to his room? Never.
You wish he had, though. What? So many boyfriends in this game. I know, right? It's almost like it's made by the Ace Attorney people. Every chance they get, they're like, Miles, Gumshoe, Miles, Phoenix. Phoenix confirmed as bi, just saying.
But on my honor, I swear it. What an extreme reaction. You're probably wishing you'd never asked now, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, we found him here. I felt wretched, which is why I sent word asking you to come. Through that inspector over there.
Okay. Mr. Inspector. So, Inspector, what was the victim's name? Who was he? I'm not telling you. Mr. William Shakespeare! Oh, I love this game. I love it so much. I love Shakespeare. Guys, I've never loved William Shakespeare more than I do right now in this one moment. It was a large year. As you can probably tell, he was an actor. A bit of a dead loss as it happens. Or just dead. Oh my god.
Mr. Shakespeare.
It was the landlord, old Mr. Garadeb, and the other lodger, Mr. Natsume, who found him. The fella didn't rise at his usual hour, so Garadeb got worried and kicked the door down. God bless that man. But doesn't Mr. Garadeb have a bad leg? Yeah, you're alright. It was that jittery Japanese hunchback over there who actually did the kicking. Really? Saseki-san? He could knock down a door? Victim was pretty hard up, it seems. Even done some time inside for petty crimes. He had no money, no place to go, no friends. His only acquaintance were the people in this house. Miserable life and a miserable end to it. Wow. So what exactly is Mr. Natsume still doing here? He's not involved in the investigation, so shouldn't you have sent him away? Wrong voice. So shouldn't you have sent him away from the crime scene? Well, I'm not saying it because the fella looks odd or anything, or that he acts suspicious. I thought it would be prudent to take a statement from the cohabiter. You nearly said culprit there, didn't you?
Oh dear. Mr. Natsume appeared to be under suspicion again.
Certainly seems that way. He does just come across as such an odd fellow, doesn't he? Also, can I just say, alright, I'm just saying, you get arrested for a crime, you end up being found, like, you're like, yes, I successfully didn't get blamed for the crime. Excellent. I did it. And then I guess, like, in your thoughts, you're like, you know what that means? I should kill someone tonight, and surely no one would think it would be me. And like, yeah, that could be possible, but also, what the fuck? Bro just wants to go home and rest. Why is it here, of all places as well? Is this where we finally find out that the gas leak thing is gonna be a thing? Please, the gas leak.
Poor man, how unfortunate.
Anyway, can't say much until the coroner gets here. But I don't think the fella's been a goner that long. Body's still warm. That's odd. Even if the inspector would allow it, I don't think I could bring myself to touch a dead body. Compared to like every other game ever, that's just like, let me inspect the body. Guys, please, let me inspect that body. Guys, I will never touch a dead body. Sholmes, get down from there. Sholmes! Sholmes! Get down. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? You need only observe to know it, my dear fellow. Investigating, naturally. There's nothing natural about that pose.
Mr. Sholmes, have you made some miraculous discovery?
Patience, my dear madam, patience. We have not been here in this room 5 minutes. So far, all I've managed to deduce is what actually happened.
My goodness. But isn't that everything we need to know, Mr. Sholmes?
Now that you propose the idea, I believe one could indeed see it that way. At the present time, I have managed to draw 2 incontrovertible conclusions. The first, that there was a physical struggle here last night in which the victim fought for his life. Oh no. Mr. Natsume, what's wrong? Is something that Mr. Sholmes said significant somehow?
No, don't mind me. Forget I was here.
My second conclusion. I don't see any physical signs of any sort of aggression happening here. I mean, yeah, there's a hole in the wall over here, but that's not as much as how dilapidated the rest of the building is. There was a poison lingering in the air here last night that passed the victim's lips.
Nonsense.
Right, Mr. Natsume, why are you reacting so extremely to Mr. Sholmes' deductions? Sit down, have a drink of poison.
No, please pretend I'm not here. Invisible, ineffable, inscrutable, insignificant.
Impossible to ignore.
You must tell us everything, Mr. Sholmes. Spare no detail.
But of course, let the theatrical tragedy before us be unraveled by my great deductions. You know, I haven't seen him do a deduction in a while now that I think about it. Like, the last time we saw him do one was in Chapter 4. So we went through all of Chapter 5 and 1 with nothing. Logic and reasoning! Yeah! Did they keep it all looking the same? All the same. Love it. Guys, why improve on something when you can just keep going? I gotta remember my night meds have blood pressure tablets, and as such, I need to remember not to make any sudden elevation changes or I could collapse. Just lie flat. Never move from bed, okay? Careful observation of the victim reveals to us the events that transpired to this disconsolate room last night. Is foam or food? Foam at the mouth of the deceased, or it's a cake. It could be cream of a cake. Clearly indicates the use of poison. Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate, which contains, you will observe, 1/2 as a sizable bar of soup. Meaningful? Indubitably. Which is why the soap set so purposefully upon the dish like the victim's last supper. In fact, yes. It could be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. I like the idea that this guy is, like, he's foaming at the knife because of poison, sorry. Foaming at the mouth because of poison, but he was also, like, this guy could fully just be, like, eating soap because he has nothing else to eat. I'm just saying. It appears that the young man's appetite was his undoing. I'm glad we're on the same page, even if we're wrong. Taking up arms, the form of cutlery. What? The victim engaged in a deadly battle for his life. Yet the struggle against his hunger was in vain, for in the end he couldn't resist devouring the slippery feast. God bless this man. But London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Why do you think that the plate is... What about the cup? The soap and the lather about the young man's mouth are too perfect a match to ignore. Was clearly intoxication due to excessive ingestion of foul soap. I love this. I love this game. I'm flat now, but I need to pee, and I forgot to sit for a little before standing and nearly collapsed on the way to bed. Oh no! Slowly does it, slowly does it. The cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2. Was this suicide or murder? He's twitching, man. He's so nervous. The audience will recall the death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and dine alone? The single teacup suggests the answer. To draw a conclusion on one such meager evidence would be foolish, however. The careful criminal could have absconded with his own cup to cover his tracks. Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Indeed. What reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. No, that's not right. We already know that they had to break down the door in order to check on the guy. Though forced open now, at the time of the incident, this door was locked. Okay. And the sole key was in the victim's pocket. In other words, when the victim consumed the poison, he must have been alone, and alone with his inferior soap, from whence wafted his an inferior scent. What the fuck? What is happening? Not getting out of bed now, though. Good. With that acrid aroma lingering in the air, the victim met his end in tragic solitude. Are you saying it's a suicide? This poor man. No possible perpetrator present. Alright, my turn. There's just one thing, Mr. Shams. You're disposed to identifying just one thing, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what concerns you? No matter how hungry he was, do you really think the man would have eaten the soap? It is quite apparent that this man had apparently a penny to his name. It is a curious thing, but to one so destitute, soap can suddenly appear quite irresistibly appetizing. How extraordinary. In truth, I have tried a little soap myself in the past. God bless this man. Oh, he possesses every brain cell, and it is a mistake. Oh, okay. You've eaten it, you mean? My dear fellow, it was some time ago now. My postulation was that it would cleanse my gut. Oh my god, this fucking idiot. Just have fiber. Or something. And did it. as I writhed in agony on the floor and split the contents of my stomach. Yes, I believe it did. Poor guy. The experience taught me a valuable lesson. Soap is quite poisonous. Yeah, it is an unpleasant taste and leads to great discomfort. In summary, I cannot recommend it. Thank you. Believe me, I wouldn't even if you did. There's something that troubles me, Will. Okay, I'm really glad I read through all of that, but... No, couldn't help noticing him shuddering and quivering out of the corner of my eye. Almost as if Mr. Sholmes' deductions touched a nerve somehow. No, nonsense! Alright, let's see what's actually happening. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, I'm sure we'll arrive at what Mr. Sholmes meant to say in the first place. In that case, are you ready for the second performance of the day? Once again, my dear fellows, for your continued delight and wonder, let the curtain rise for Herlock Sholmes' logic, reasoning, spectacular. The corrections. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. If I were to decide to eat some soap, I would prefer to use a fork than to attempt it with chopsticks. Yes, that is the question at play. Something material that proves whether or not the man really ate some soap. I mean, there's someone else down here. Is that what I'm supposed to be looking at? Look, there's more soap on the floor here. Mr. Shamsphere must really love this stuff. Let's not jump to conclusions. Look at this soap. Do you see that it would fit together perfectly with the half bar on the table? What the? How can that be? I think that there are two halves of the same bar that broke apart. So, could it be that the man was about to eat it? Did the victim really eat some soap? Do you think he was drinking tea with the soap? The cup's empty, so there's no way of knowing. How about this for an idea? Perhaps the cup was full of water. It was dissolving soap in it so he could gulp as much down as possible. Please remember, he may not actually have been the soap lover that we made him out to be. So we're trying to find something that means he ate something else? I can only go side to side. Is there something in his hat? Why does the man have a fork? Oh dear, I understand your frustration, Mr. Naruhodo, but please don't take it out on me. The point is, if we decide the man used his fork to eat the soap, we wouldn't be changing Mr. Sholmes' deduction. Yeah, I got that. It makes me think that maybe he was just trying to cut it in half?
Take that!
Okay. Sure. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course. The other piece of soap reveals the answer. Sure. It being the other half of the soap on the table, in short, the victim was not eating soap at all. But it's obvious, really, for no death of hunger could drive any man to attempt to eat soup, he says now. Even I, with my unquenchable thirst for practical knowledge, took only a single bite. That begs the question of how the man was poisoned, because there's no sign of any food on the table. An excellent observation, Mr. Naruhodo, one that furnishes us with the answer we seek. And he takes over again. Mr. Sholmes is still pushing the soap argument then. If soap in London is that poisonous, I don't think I want to be washing my hands with it. But there are no signs of any food in this room at all. Of course, food isn't the only thing that passes people's lips, is it? Huh? Where could the poison have been laced? On the fork itself? Keep trying to like look around more and it goes as far as this to this, like not much options. Yes, a western vessel for serving of infusion of dried tea leaves. Teacup, Mr. Naruhodo, as you well know, stop putting on airs. And it's empty. Ah, so we've already established that the victim wasn't eating soap when he died. However, there's significant evidence to suggest he was drinking tea. My thoughts exactly. Okay, guess that's it. Okay. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the teacup. Who would poison this guy? He was poor, down on his luck. Like, what do you have to do? It appeared that the victim just drank every last drop. There's no sign of food anywhere in the room. They jumped out of nowhere. Which leads us to the immutable conclusion. Cause of death was clearly intoxication due to the ingestion of poison contained in this teacup. Much better. Poison in the tea. We did it. Alright, clicking through. Ah, the Western vessel for infused hot drinks again. It's already featured heavily on our deduction so far. Yes, we can imagine that shortly before his death, Mr. Shamspeare was having a drink of tea. There would be nothing remarkable about that, but what troubles me is Mr. Natsume's reaction when he heard Mr. Sholmes suggest it. There's more to this deduction than it seems. Dun 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 dun. Did the man dine alone? This teacup. Oh no, there's another teacup! There's two on the table. The other teacup suggests the answer. Yes, there were two teacups in this room all along. In other words, this is a strong indication that at the victim's last supper, there was a guest present. At the very least, we can now say for certainty that somebody else was here in the room last night, talking tea with the victim. Oh, what are you talking about? Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable. To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish. Allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear friends. He's gonna fucking piss himself. Pardon. The wine. It's too late to go back to the halcyon days of eating too much soap. But the identity of the guest who was here in the room last night when the victim passed away is something I have a very bad feeling about. I mean, there's nothing else here. Ah, yes, the candle tells everything. What is with this weird patched up door on the side? The glasses? Weirdly enough, the glasses aren't proof of something. What's this pile of books anyway? The only thing in this room are the makeshift stage and the costumes. I overlooked these 3 books initially. Wonder what they are, let's see. The Picture of Monsieur Leclerc. Canterbury Yearnings. Fuck. A Meal for Gaboria. Oh, Gabor. Wait, I'm sure I've heard those titles before. It could just be an incredible coincidence, but they're the exact same books that Mr. Natsume purchased the other day. What a fucking idiot. I was really hoping that was not the case. These hiccups, what's happening? I didn't do anything wrong, just saying in advance. Thank you for clarifying that, Lily. I was really worried that it could have been you. Okay, mortified, terrified even. Okay, and I'm glad that you've cleared everything up. I like I changed it to a pile of familiar books. No problem, no problem. I expect you to report to my office after class. God, fucking hiccups. Oh no, it's Friday. It's okay, Lily. It's okay. Oh my god. It's just... I'm just gonna click through the rest of this while I sip water. Give me a second. Oh my god. In that case, you will be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, will you not? This very moment. Man, making him shake. You know, Sholmes is kind of an idiot, but I'm just saying these last 2 lines are very much like merciless, right? In that case, you will be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, won't you? Nah, I think you'll go get them immediately, and you're like, alright, bitch. Are you in this realm?
I just pretend.
Yeah, that was such a wide-eyed look, Adara. Like, should I be worried? Do I need to book something? Someone?
I need help.
Okay, that's fine. Adara needs help, guys. Hug, hug. If you can't bring your own copies here, it proves that these 3 books are in fact yours. You want a hug, or do you want me to get up and do something? Adara wants a hot chockey. Have you put the kettle on? Awesome. I'm gonna make some hot chockies, okay? I'll be back, guys. Howdy. What's happening? Alright, chat, now it's time to get serious before she gets back. Have you secured the package? Hi, Toby. Hope you're doing well. Alright, good. I forgot the rest of the plan, so like you can keel it, I guess? Keel? The preparations are all complete. Operation Soap is a go. Y'all, what are you doing with the soap? Okay, put that down. So you could conceivably have brought the books here on that evening, but you never mentioned that. In other words, you could only have brought these 3 books here to the victim's room prior to the events of the day before. Yeah, look at him go. Last night, having returned to your lodgings after the trial concluded at the Old Bailey. Welcome back. You saw nothing. Yeah, sure. I see nothing. What could I possibly see? In short, there is only one possible conclusion. The victim died here in the room last night as a result of poisoning. And that same night, the victim had a visitor. And that visitor... the expression. Soseki-san, Natsume. No! Soseki-san, how did this happen? Thus concludes the final act of Sherlock Holmes' great deduction. Can I just say, it seems like Tobias had already gone through all of this, so props to him. I love their little silhouette together. Yeah! Elementary, my dear. Naruhodo. Not again, not again, not again. Poor buddy. Not again. Well then, Mr. Natsume. It would appear you're gonna have to accompany me down to the yard. Again. I like he's so nonchalant about it, like, you're the most likely person to be the suspect, but he knows he won't run. Maybe. I mean, he already tried to run away once, I think. But wait. Hold your horses. Yeah. Door, key, locked, entry, exit, entirely impossible. He's so flustered he's being even stranger than normal. What? You think that's an alibi? You could have just made a copy. What? You live in the same building after all. You have plenty of opportunities, I'm sure. Misery me. Sorry, sir. You get your chance to give your side of the story later. The facts speak for themselves, Mr. Mustache. You horrible Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, this is the second time now. He really has found himself an arch rival now, hasn't he? Come on then, no dilly-dallying. Outside, there's a carriage waiting. Welcome, student, Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire. Oh, I never imagined I'd be in this position again, but you have to help me, please, please. I'm innocent. Alright, I understand. We'll come to your cell later and talk about it. And one more thing. Oh, yeah? My poor little kitty cat. Please give him his breakfast for me. And so, his evil curse still apparently unbroken, Soseki-san found himself once again the prime suspect in a case of murder. Yay! Thanks to the incriminating deduction of the great detective, Sherlock Holmes. My dear fellow, that honor belongs to you. Actually, that's true. She's right. Well, at least that means Inspector Gregson is no longer here. We can examine the crime scene. Yes, that's right. And of course... What? Have you forgotten what the inspector mentioned before? It was the landlord, Mr. Garadeb, who discovered Mr. Shamspear. Ah, John Garadeb, yes. I suspect we'll find him in his sitting room on the top floor as usual. Right, we must remember to go and talk to him later. Let's look at the body. It's a very odd pose. Poor man, so young to die. I suppose it was a very painful death, being poisoned as he was. How do we know he was poisoned? All we can do is hope that he'll be reborn to a better life.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I wonder. Do you think that putting our hands together in a Japanese prayer will help a British soul?
Sorry?
I made sure I had a reference at the ready for just such an occasion as this, actually. This book is entitled The Beginner's Guide to Praying for the Departed. The British Way.
Okay, yeah, keep going. You know, it's interesting you bring this up, because isn't the third case called the third chapter was something called blank for the departed soul?
I'll just reread it. One moment.
Sure. It's quite a span on that book, isn't there? Oh, thank God, okay. There's gotta be the gas leak. Here we have another disproportionately large machine that looks like a meter of some kind. This game really depends on making sure you play the first game. Like, extremely so. That's right, they pay it with coins. There's a slot just here that would take a coin. Oh, I need to pay the electricity bill. Oh shit. Well, later.
That's right. That would buy you about 2 hours of gas for lights and heating.
2 hours? It's not a lot. So if you were a poor person with no money, you'd have to sleep in the freezing cold?
Yes, or if you were a scatterbrain with no change because you forgot to exchange your money at the bank.
Thank goodness there's no meter in our office. Yeah. Nothing about the hole in the wall. That's weird. Gas wall light, isn't it? Must be connected to a gas pipe in the wall.
Gas lights, a gas stove. London really is a city of gas.
Now that I think about it, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb had an open fire on the top floor, didn't they? They have a chimney.
Oh yes, you're right. I don't recall seeing a gas stove up there.
Well, I much prefer a real fire anyway. It's much cozier.
As we've seen from the outside, the window is completely bricked up. A vestige of the former window tax that Britons had to pay.
Strange things they used to tax in Great Britain. I mean, making people pay for the number of windows they had in a property, it's extraordinary.
It's heartbreaking to think of the poor having to block up their windows just to avoid an unaffordable tax. Oh,
what is it?
If you look closely, a number of the bricks are loose.
Hmm? Oh, you're right. Looks as though an amateur had broken out a few of them just here. Is it Shamspeare who did this? I wonder, why does it look like there's soap here now? Being the lodger renting this room.
Oh, look at this Naruhodo. On the outside there's a little ledge. There's something on it.
What? Outside? Did snow all last night, or it would be cold. But more importantly, what is it on the ledge out there? What are those snow-covered lumps?
It's more bars of soap.
So the bar of soap on the table, at least, was over here, and maybe it got like pushed out of position and then hit him in the head? What are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window?
I have no idea. Perhaps the pair of them look rather charming like that.
Still, that's very strange, isn't it? Bars of soap lined up outside the window. I think perhaps we should take one. There are two after all.
Oh dear, I suppose we could. Oh, what's this? Here, look at the soap. In the middle there.
What? Why is there a red marking? Is that wax?
It's a patch. They're a different color. It's a sort of transparent, but some sort of fancy design, I suppose. Looks like the Hinomaru flag of Japan, doesn't it? How wonderful. It's probably a very expensive brand.
Expensive? Then what's it doing in the ramshackle old room? I don't know if it's expensive. Cheap bar of soap that was discovered just outside Shams. It's one of two that were found there. Weird. It's something so funny in my head, the idea of like someone from the outside punching in the window and one of the blocks of soap just goes flying, hits him in the head, while Soseki-san's like back is turned or something. Turns back around and he's like, he's dead. And then he dies from smoke and from gas inhalation, which is still my prevailing theory. That's totally going to be pertinent. What's this? Looks like a part of an envelope, I think.
Yes, I think you might be right. Perhaps it was torn off when the letter was opened. Is that significant? Well, it's a little out of place, perhaps, when you look around the room. There's no sign of a letter, or the rest of the envelope in fact is there.
Oh, she's right.
And yet, here we have the torn off end of an envelope. Just strikes me as unusual.
Why? Wine glasses on the shelf.
What's the matter? I was just reminded of the Reaper, that's all.
Ah yes, the pretty man. God bless that man. When can we see him again? The chonmanje top knot. Every Japanese man wishes he had a chonmanje.
Yes, you look wonderful with one, and you already have the sword.
Can you imagine what would happen if I walked around the streets of London with a chonmanje with and a sword? Alright, mate. Shut.
This is some sort of makeshift stage, I think, is it? Where does
the audience sit, though, for the nightly Shakespeare performances?
Actors aspiring to the great stage must practice their art, Mr. Naruhodo, with or without an audience.
You know, that's actually a good point. Maybe this guy also goes to the fine arts college. Like, I don't know if the part with Miss Olive was supposed to happen, because it's connected to the rest of this. It probably is. The point is, she might know who this guy is. Hell, we might find out that he was the picture of the person in the photo. Maybe. What sort of evidence do I have so far? Nearby street map. They let us keep the map! Cool, so we're still here. God fucking damn it. Oh, and they kept this receipt. That's unfortunate, mate. What is this anyway? Something inside? No, try and move it. Barely even looks like an envelope, to be honest. This looks like a shard of glass. Oh. Alright, I think that's everything. A fake wig in the corner of the room, though? Anyway, converse to the dead body, obviously. Ooh. Oh, wow. A few different places I have to go. You can even go back to Mr. Sholmes's place. Why would I do that? Hey, Iris. Is Iris around? Probably not. Oh, she's just working away. Iris? That's incredible concentration, that is.
I find it quite remarkable how she can focus on so many different things at once.
Perhaps I should try drinking more herbal tea.
The blend third from the right would be good for you, Runo.
Oh, Iris? This girl's destined for great things, I'm sure. That's so funny. I'm gonna go to the road. Let's see. You know, something we never got an answer for too in this chapter 4 was this banged up bike. I remember seeing it and being like, that's suspicious, surely that's going to mean something, and then it didn't. Anything here? Not really. Let me click on the bike though. Always seems to be a bicycle outside the Garadeb residence. I read that bicycles are extremely popular all over Great Britain at the moment. One seems very warped though, especially the front wheel. Is that to make it a challenge to ride, do you think? No, I'm afraid that may be a result of the rider's incompetence. For the front wheel to be so badly warped, I'm afraid the rider would have been similarly afflicted. Then there's a good chance Mr. Natsume has been practicing on this bike, I think. Oh dear, I think you may be right. How can you make that assertion, but also soap? You can see the soap from the outside. Okay, they're talking about the... No, see the soap. The soap. Bro got a hole in his window, and to avoid the tax, he literally decided to stuff it full of soap. Which, honestly, I mean, it's a valid option. Hey, buddies. Oh. Oh, this room is all nice and clean now. Look how nice it is. Here we are again, the eccentric landlord's eccentric top floor abode. It's true, I made the lore. Hey Han, what's your opinion on Harry? I think Harry could improve. But I respect that about Harry, okay? Because it reminds us that we all have space in our lives to improve. Yeah. We're here because Mr. Garadeb's the one who discovered the incident this morning, don't forget. I can't remember this man's voice. Ah, you chaps say. Good morning, sir. Thank you for your cooperation in court yesterday. It was quite a trial. As much for Mr. Garadeb as anyone, really. Came straight back out here after the business at the Bailey yesterday. Didn't expect to wake up to more ballet nonsense this morning. I agree. I wonder if you wouldn't mind telling us exactly what happened, Mr. Garadeb. Yeah, I suppose you'd like to know all about the dead loss of an actor chap in the ground room floor. Those were the exact Inspector Gregson's words, weren't they? Hey, buddy. It's weird seeing him so straight on this time. Wait a second. Yeah, I don't think anything in this room is going to be pertinent to the case. But hey, I've been wrong before. I like how all the kettles and stuff are still all broken. Other than that, the room's quite tidy. Good job, Mrs. Garadeb. Where is Mrs. Garadeb? Must have been a real shock for you this morning. I heard that you discovered what had happened. Oh well, that hopeless actor chap rises up 5 o'clock sharp every morning without fail. But at 5:30 this morning, still hadn't lit the gas. So I went down and knocked on his door, but no bally answer. That's when you broke into his room by kicking down the door. Well, I called on that rum-looking Japanese chap to do the grunt work, of course. Wasn't it a little premature to knock the door down? The man could have just overslept by half an hour. That's very true, Mr. Naruhodo. If 30 minutes over sleeping warranted such behavior, I'd have to kick your door down every morning. Well, you know, better to be safe than sorry and all that. Just me, or is he avoiding our gaze now? Except it was a sorry situation indeed that you found on the far side of the door. What would he know? The victim's name is Mr. Shakespeare, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, William Shakespeare took the ground floor room 3 months ago now.
And how would you describe him?
In a word, destitute. Whoa.
Well, let's face.
Fuck. Well, let's face it, the only redeeming feature of that room is the cheap rent. Anyone want to live in a place like that is either broke or has a bally screw loose. So I had to choose which category Soseki-san would fall into. Wow. Yes, Balvon. I legally didn't change my name. Nor illegally. Lily, what?
Mr. Naohara, that's a little rude. I agree.
Research into what? Shakespeare, of course, Shakespeare. Read a few plays of the old bar myself, you know, Romeo and Hamlet and all that. Wrong one, but I would watch it, just saying.
Yes, William Shakespeare is England's most highly regarded classical playwright and author. He's known as Sao in Japanese, as you know, and many of his works have already been translated.
I didn't know that, that's cool. Seems incredible that Shakespeare was shortened to Sayo, though. Thank you! Oh my god, Ryunosuke knows what I'm thinking. Someone was too heavy-handed there. There were a lot of costumes, and the victim's room actually went there. How does she keep, isn't the blue means he doesn't say that aloud? Shakespeare, interpretation disagreement leads to shocking murder. Let's hope it's not that.
Mr. Naohara, how rude.
I'm home. Yay! Welcome home. You did it! Yeah! 6 months, 6 months, that's half of a year. Yeah, let's go. Balvon, thank you for the Twitch Prime for 6 months. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well. Welcome home, okay? It's a good place to be. I do have to go to bed in like 5 minutes, but lucky you managed to like squeak it in, you know? Now you can go relax, have a shower, pass out. Oh, that's like what I need to do. Alright. Did you notice anything strange between then and this morning? Well, now, must have been about 6 in the evening by the time I got home. Snow was coming down rather heavy, as I remember. It was completely dark. That failed actor chap was out at the time. Mr. Garrett noticed there was no light in his room or something. Couldn't summon the energy for anything much, so I just sat in front of the fire. It was after 8 before Shakespeare got back. And the chap was up until past 1 in the morning, I'll have you know. How does he know this? Do you sleep? Suppose he met his end sometime after that. I was asleep by then, so I'm rather in the dark there. But that means this guy slept for like 4 hours. He went to bed at 1, and then he was saying how he saw him get up at 5. Is everything alright, Mr. Sato?
I was just thinking, it's a little strange, that's all.
No, boo, stay up and play game. I'm sorry, Balvon, but it's bedtime. I gotta work. I'm really old-y. And I'm a sleepy girl. He's just like me, for real, for real.
Mr. Garrett, you were up here in your room all evening, if I've understood correctly.
I'm a big fan of stairs, not with this blasted leg.
Then, how is it that you seem to know the precise movements of your tenants on the ground floor, I mean?
It's a very good point. Can't imagine you could hear noises from the ground floor all the way up here. Does this old man like to spy on his tenants? Is that it? I say, I know what you think. It's a bally outrage. I'm ex-military, don't you know? I don't go spying on my tenants. Why would I?
And how did you know, Mr. Garrett?
It's the gas woman. The gas tells me everything. I had a feeling. The gas. Speaking gas. They're speaking in farts. Quit and stream full time. Listen, I love that, but in order to be able to do that, I need to be able to monthly need to be earning enough to pay for everything in my life. Okay. And that's not possible, so yeah. What else do you mean, sir? How can the gas tell you everything? This guy's me, okay? I'm the one who's like, Mr. Garadeb is literally me because I like sit there and I'm like, this person came home at exactly this time and they were gone for 3 hours, and I'm just like passively noticing things. This is like me going on Discord and being like, oh, blank is awake, or man, blank must be asleep, or this person's obviously out the street at the moment. As you're probably aware, the gas is supplied to the building by pipes. More or less worked that out.
Every room in the building is connected by a single pipe to the gas main. And the gas supply company supplies gas to properties via the main.
Yeah, I understand that too. Only thing I need in my life is you, and money, and internet, and a house, and a bed, and food, and a computer, and video games. All of them. Every single one. Let me see if I can explain. Let's say I was to light the gas lamps up here. What do you suppose would happen? Well, obviously the room would get brighter. Exactly, but at the same time, the lights in all the other rooms would dim for a moment. Oh, okay. What? They're dim? Why?
Perhaps it's because when you light a gas lamp, it briefly uses more gas than usual. And that reduces the amount of gas in the pipe for the other lamps that are connected to it.
I'd agree with that.
That might explain why the other lamps dim momentarily, mightn't it?
Of course, because everything's connected to a single supply pipe.
Is that supposed to happen then? It sounds rather undesirable.
Jolly good point. Fact is, the gas company's pipes in these parts are pretty hopeless. Long worn out. Barely got any gas in them to begin with. Opposite's also true, of course. Extinguish the lamps up here and they grow brighter in the rest of the house. Ah, right, I see. So by watching the flickering of the lamps in one room, you can determine what's happening elsewhere. Knew it. Yeah, got it.
Oh, of course, because when people come back home in the evening and before they go to sleep at night, what they're guaranteed to do is either light or put out their lamps and fire. Clever.
Point of fact, the room on the ground floor and the one above it uses slightly different amounts of gas. While watching the lights in here closely, I can work out almost exactly what's going on in the whole house.
Gosh, that's fascinating, Mr. Garadeb. Absolutely fascinating.
Told you this guy's me. Hello. Hi. Hello, Ace Attorney fan. Hello, other Ace Attorney fan. Okay, so this plan is far-fetched, so stay with me here. What? What? What are you talking about? But yeah, good to see you, Fox. Hope you're doing well. What we do is steal Pikachu, sell it to the boss, and we'll be rich. Who's the boss in this scenario? Elon Musk? What? Oh, well, nothing to it, really. I can't really see that it's going to help us with the case, though. Hey, you don't know. What I'd like to know is why Mr. Garadeb is so interested in what his tenants are up to in the first place. He's bored. Let him do stuff, okay? We've all seen Rear Window, okay? People get bored if they're stuck in the house. I feel like there's more to it than idle curiosity. I agree with that. But this is where I'm very sorry, guys. I have to go to bed. I go work really early and I need to do stuff. I mean, he likes free electricity, so yes, Musk will do. I mean, there's no better person to be the evil person, right? I never spy on people. I pay people to do it for me. Amazing. Okay. But yes, I do have to go to sleep. I'm very sorry. I would stay up longer, but I'm tired. It's been a long 3 days, and it's sad that I still have a 4th to go. And then I have 1 day off, and then I get to work 3 more days. Oh, the delights of capitalism. Oh my god. Okay. Hey guys. It's bedtime. Hey Cameron, how's it going? I'm about to end stream, but it's good to see you. It's alright. Next week, maybe. Hopefully I'll be able to stream later in the evenings. I don't know. You know what? Let's have a look. I keep forgetting what like shifts I'm working. I think I'm working morning shift on Monday, but then it's afternoon shift on Tuesday. So long stream, and then Monday is morning. So it'll be long stream, short stream, and then long stream, short stream, long stream. Damn. Still 3 times though the week. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bum bum bum. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bum bum bum. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I wouldn't stay up longer for these people. What? Alright guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you'll have an excellent day today and tomorrow. I am still enjoying this game, but lo and behold, it feels like we're just kind of like chugging through. Like, it's obviously trying to like, because it's still a new separate game. It needs just to work through, like, it needs to reestablish certain facts before it can kind of like push past it. So there's a lot to go through. I'm amazed we're still in only like part 1 of chapter 2, I believe. So we have a long way to go. Long way to go, I believe. I'd stay up later for you. I would too. For Lily, that is. You know, like... Yeah. I'm going to bed. Me very poorly trying to explain what the fuck I'm saying. Anyway. Have a good night, everybody. Alright? Have a wonderful weekend, alright? Look after yourselves. And I will see you all on Monday. Yeah, I'll see you on Monday. Wow, see how it is? I thought we were friends, San. No, we're friends. I was trying to be provocative towards Lily, and I did that via comment. You're great, man. Okay, I would stay up longer if I could. But capitalism calls, okay? And I must heed its call. Oh, man. Anyway, have a good night's sleep, everybody. Take care. And I'll see you all on Monday. Bye-bye. You're not being dumb. You're so fine, Balvo, and you're being silly. I love it. You can be funny, okay? Live it. Live being funny. Yay.